I'm at a resort in Sri Lanka. As I'm standing in the line at the buffet, a bubbly woman from behind grabs my hips. She says, "Spirit just told me to gift you a reading. Meet me in the library at noon." Intrigued, I love these sorts of things. I go. We have a really fun session. I get to hear stories about how I was a healer in Sri Lanka for multiple lifetimes. And at the end, I get to ask her just one question. Is my grandmother still with me? She looks up, chuckles, and looks me dead in the eye. Your grandmother is annoyed by you asking questions when you already know the answers. However, she will give you a sign in the form of jewelry, and you'll know when it happens. So I continue my journey. A week goes by, and I arrive at the next venue. As I'm checking in, a golden snake bracelet in a glass box catches my attention. There's no price, I don't care. I asked to put it on straight away. That evening, I'm on a video call with my mom, WhatsApp. And as I lift my hand to my face, she gasps. "How did you get grandmother's bracelet?" Yeah, shivers. Woo! And there are moving up and down my spine. My grandmother is fading, and I don't know when. I'm in Vipassana. It is my first time, and I am beyond disciplined. It's day 5. I'm sitting on the deck outside, just gazing up at the sky. Like a biblical scene, the clouds part, and a hologram image comes down from the sky. My grandmother is right in front of me. And in awe, I just weep because I know that she's passed over. She reaches out her hand and touches my shoulder. My body feels what her body feels, and it's pure bliss. There's no more pain. There's no more heartbreak. There's no more cancer. She's not even Anne anymore. I feel a really deep peace inside, tasting her delight in finally being free. You see, this was not my grandmother's first death. My grandfather was a charmer, and as a little girl, I used to say that he had greasy eyes. On date nights, his mistress would come to the front door, and sometimes my grandmother was the one to open and receive her. One day, my auntie found my grandma laying lifeless on the bedroom floor. She tried to take her life. When she was in hospital between two worlds, she spoke in an ancient Egyptian tongue. Fascinating, because as a little girl, I always remembered she had this turquoise scarab that she would wear around her neck. And her one wish before she died was to float down the River Nile. While my grandmother made it through this dark night, my mom said she was never the same. Something had died. The ghosts of my ancestors' past seemed to live on inside of me, subconsciously guiding the choices that I made, the actions that I took, and how I responded and reacted to life. It completely blows my mind to consider that as a woman, as women, we are born with all the eggs that we will ever carry within a lifetime. That we develop these eggs when we're still 5 months in utero. So when my grandmother was holding my mother inside of her womb, a tiny little piece of me was already there inside of my mother. The three of us have been connected for a very, very long time. So I'm 31, and I'm doing the thing that I love to do. I'm going to a yin class. I roll out my mat, I've got all my bolsters, my blocks, and I'm feeling agitated. The yoga teacher is playing like Bob Marley dance remixes, like, and then she's shout talking over the music, and I'm just like, I'm trying to relax. And I have no idea I'm about to have a serious breakthrough. I roll over into a fetal position and boom, everything goes black. I am inside of my mother's womb. I'm feeling everything that she was feeling when she was holding me, and it is pure anxiety. She knows that my dad is not coming back from tour. She knows something's going on. She knows he's not going to be at my birth. Feeling this 25-year-old girl panicking, I feel nothing but compassion. All my agitations and my grievances of the past, single mom, only child, completely dissolves. And I'm just left in this balm of love. That's a balm I still feel for my mom right now. So my journey continues, and I'm 33. I am living my personal dream in Bondi, Australia. My mornings are spent diving into the ocean, followed by ridiculously expensive superfood lattes, more than $10. I have tons of friends, and I'm living my dream teaching yoga to packed out rooms daily. I'm excitedly engaged. He's way more than a babe. He has this like butter smooth, hairless skin, this effortless six-pack, which is actually really agitating, and these deep blue, dreamy ocean eyes. 1 year later, I'm at my friend's apartment, sipping on a delicious, chilled wine. He kindly lets me stay with him as my husband requested our house to himself. He said his friend Jim was going through a lot and they needed a man night. So I'm chatting with my friend and I'm expressing my marriage is crumbling. It was never my intention, but I'm moving out next week with the hope we can reconnect. As I take my next sip of wine, a loud voice in my right ear says, "Go to the house now." I stand up immediately. I know not to ignore this voice. I apologize to my friend and I run straight to our apartment. Only the bedroom lights are on. So I run up the stairs, I burst into the front door to find him bursting out of the bedroom door naked, and he's using his body to block so that I can't see her. And she is on the mattress that I just bought, and they're on our wedding sheets. And in this moment, I can't even speak. My whole reality fragments out into a million little pieces. And then it hits me. How many lies were there? The time I came home and found a used condom in our bathroom. The time I saw lace panties in our plant. The time when I came home from yoga to see empty wine glasses and an empty bottle in the kitchen. I felt so bound to our relationship, stuck, like it was a karmic glue. Patterns of the past were playing out for the both of us. But these were patterns the women of my family knew all too well. So desperate to prove to my family there is such a thing as a healthy marriage, it took everything that I had inside of me to leave. And so I find myself sitting on the bedroom floor of our my post-separation apartment. And I can hear the last words that he said to me as I walked out the front door. If you leave, you're not just leaving me. You're leaving your last chance to have a baby. Yeah. And so I'm sitting there and I am questioning absolutely everything. I need help. So I go to what I know the best and I am begging Spirit, please, please just give me some guidance in this moment. And like magic, a book falls from my bookshelf. And I'm kind of spooked and stunned all at the same time. I just stare at it. And then I notice there's something sticking out on the corner. So I pick it up. It's my grandmother's face. It's her memoriam card. And I open it, but I see something I've never seen before. It's a letter. It's her handwriting. Dearest Persia, I see myself in you. And my one wish is that you don't hold back in your life like I did. Go for your dreams and follow them all the way. This was my confirmation. I had made the right choice. So in the spirit of magic, of literal spirits and ancestral beings, I decide to go to a plant ceremony. And we're sitting in a circle around a fire, singing prayers. Mid-journey, a hummingbird flickers out of the flame. This is my grandmother's symbol. She would paint them almost every day. And this hummingbird dances around me. It does a full swirl, and then, boom, I hear a voice in my right ear again. The pain of the women in your family stops with you. This cycle is broken. Give back what is not yours to carry. With no exaggeration, a hot ball of fire came out of my belly. It went straight into the prayer fire and right up to the sky. I immediately felt lighter. I felt this feeling of freedom, like I could just go forward and live my own destiny. You see, I am all of these stories wrapped up inside of one body. In my life so far, I've played every character that I've shared tonight. To me, the spirit journey is no longer one of doing the work. It's an honor. This is the highest form of intimacy. I am one woman, and I am many.